Hey there, little bunny. Do you want to go on a walk with me? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Can you see this beautiful sunset, little bunny? I hope it's not blinding you. I am taking you somewhere super, super special today. This is one of the most famous parks in New York City. In fact, there are many, many famous parks here. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's windy again. The joys of winter, little bunny. I can't wait to take you around during springtime. Maybe I'll bring you back here. Look at all these plants and trees that are dead. Well, they're not actually dead. They're just slumbering for the winter. And it gives me something to come back for with you. This YouTube channel is all about me taking you, my little bunny, all over New York City. Because New York City is my favorite city in the world. And it's somewhere that everybody wants to visit. I mean, everybody. But it can be hard to get here for many reasons. So why don't I just teleport you here and take you around strapped to my chest? And I'll be a pretty mediocre tour guide, but very fun to spend time with. For instance, doesn't this warehouse-looking place look so storied and historic? Hearth, NYC. What does that even mean? I wonder if you can Google that or search for it in whatever search engine is used. Maybe you can ask ChatGPT. That's the latest thing we've been doing here in the garden. Oh my goodness, there's some jazz playing. I hope oh, is that jazz? No. It is some traditional East Asian music. Oh, I wonder if there's a performance up there. Little bunny, I messed up. I took you down the lower road. But I'll show you something cool about this lower road. See how it's got these. What are these, little bunny? Can you tell what these are? These are rail lines. And this park, ooh, that's a really nice view up there. That's an observation deck, if you can see that triangle skyscraper. So this park was originally a train line, and then it was abandoned and was just some useless stretch of old rail. And then copying something, oh my goodness, look at what someone did to Statue of Liberty. That's pretty cool. It's a modernization of the Statue of Liberty. I have never been to the Statue of Liberty. Will I take you, little bunny? Let me know if that's somewhere you want to go. Let me know any place you want me to take you in New York City, and I'll do it. Oh, should we go check out the performer? Let's do it. Yeah, let me know where you want to go. There's so many places. Central Park has been a very requested one. We'll just take a peek at this guy real quick, because I don't want to film other people too much. They are not the focus. I want to respect people's privacy. I hope my wires are not getting in the way. Oh my goodness, little bunny. As you can tell, this is quite casual, especially as I figure out how I'm going to do this whole thing. So, what do I need from you? I need you. Oh my god, this building. I have a really fun story about this building we're coming up on, little bunny. So, get prepared for that. I want you to tell me not only where you want to go in New York City, but I want you to also tell me how I can make this better for you. Because even though I'm super, super psychic, 95% psychic, the 5% of me that's not psychic needs your help to tell me how I can take you around in the best vlog in the world, little bunny. This is going to be the best vlog on YouTube, and we're going to do it nice and casual. Not heavily produced. Although I do have something special. Did you notice it yet? Maybe you remember from the last episode. I am using a 3D microphone. What does that mean, little bunny? Listen to these footsteps. And the people passing. It's easy when you hear something like a car go by. Can you hear it kind of to your right, to your left? Basically, this microphone is an immersive microphone. So if you're wearing headphones and you're having my sonorous, rich voice right into your ears, then if you... what's the word? If you really turn off your brain and just listen, you'll notice that you feel like you're really, really here with me. It's very subtle, but once you realize it, you'll know that you actually are here with me. Okay, we're coming to this building. I call it the Donkey Kong building because it looks like Donkey Kong barrels. And I want you to think about how... okay, I hate talking about money, but it's relevant for right now. How much do you think these apartments cost? These are in the most prime neighborhood in a brand new building designed by ambitious architects. Very recognizable, famous building. And I want you to think about how expensive they are. And then I want you to think about what it would be like to live in them. And while you think of that, here's the story. I took you on this walk already. And 1 second, let me make sure this is still recording. Okay, good. I took you on this walk about a week ago. Maybe it was even 2 weeks ago. And we had a wonderful, splendid time. And on the walk, I talked about how when bad things happen, we make something better happen in return. And you know what bad thing happened to not just me, but to you too? Something bad happened to you on that walk, little bunny. My microphone stopped recording. And not only did it stop recording, but it corrupted the file. So it was a completely unusable walk. But the good news is that I love walking, and I can just turn around and walk the whole park again, yeah? So I turned around, and they had locked the gate. And the park had been closed. So I was unable to take you on the walk through the High Line. And I talked about this Donkey Kong building, which I'll turn around in a second. And I talked a lot about the Donkey Kong building and about aspiring to, I don't know, to live in a place like this someday. And what do you know? I have never been in the building. Or at least, I had never been in the building. Because later that night, after my recording got all messed up, I visited someone who very coincidentally lives in this building. A complete coincidence, little bunny. And this person did not own the apartment. That's important. Because the person did not own it, they were essentially living in it as a favor, if you will, for someone who did own it. And so they were paying kind of a normal rent for it. And because they didn't own it, they had no obligation to love the place. And you know what they said about living there? It's not actually that great. Isn't that funny? And it wasn't just for one reason. One, of course, as you can guess. Oh my goodness, these people are filming. Little do they know. Little do they know. Okay. Yeah, so not only, as you probably guessed, you don't really have privacy, because literally all those people, including the people filming and including me, coincidentally, not on purpose, you're always on display. And that's not so fun, is it? I need to let these people pass there. Want to go listen to the 3D microphone. I'll be saying that phrase so much. It really is a subtle effect, so if you can't hear it, it's like a subliminal thing. If you've got really sharp ears, you'll be able to pick it up, especially as people pass. And assuming my microphone doesn't mess up this time, which it might. But I'm going to give myself permission to mess up and just go for it. That's really what it's about. I gotta bring you with me. I gotta go for it, no matter what. So, on display in this super expensive building. By the way, the apartment was $4 million. $4 million US dollars. Which is crazy expensive. And by the way, it's pretty small too. So, I got to do kind of a tour of the apartment and the building. And basically, the guy who was living there was explaining to me all the ways that it kind of sucks to live there. So, not only do you not have the privacy, but the interior is designed to look good in a photograph and has nothing to do with being good to live in. So there's all kinds of weird design choices, like things are like shower racks for your towel are in all the wrong places, so you can't grab your towel out of the shower. And there's all these weird, like the doorknobs are unusual, where it looks like you're supposed to turn it, but then it's just like not a turnable doorknob. I mean, just little things. Appliances, though they're more expensive, kind of do the same stuff as the cheap things, and they break down as well. The materials are just as cheap as a more budget construction. The nice thing is the lobby. You get to walk in and you're greeted with a wonderful, wonderful lobby. And then after those 30 seconds pass and you're in your apartment, he said it's really not that different than some of the more realistic apartments that he lived in. And in fact, he prefers some of the cheaper ones, including one that had rats. So, there's a nice lesson about what you desire in life. You know what I desire? More than living in the Donkey Kong building, little bunny. I desire you in my life. Does that make your heart melt? And I really mean it. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to be admiring. Yeah, when I did the walk last time, I showed you all these cool murals and things. Lots of art pieces. I did some really fun analysis of art pieces. I did that on the first walk, except I should have done more analysis. I was so self-conscious that I was filming in that place. But I'm going to get more brave and just embrace the awkwardness. You don't notice that when you watch YouTube videos of people filming. It actually feels very awkward to be filming, especially if you're like me and you like being considerate of other people. We even snuck into somewhere really cool, which I'll have to do in a next episode at some point. Oh, there's so many things I could do with you, little bunny. So yeah, you got to tell me. Uh-oh, here's the same people filming. Okay. Uh-oh. See, I don't want all these people to be featured. I had to look up, actually, if it's okay for me to not blur people's faces if I just walk by them on the street. And in fact, I do not need to. But I still don't want to feature anyone. This is about you and me anyway. And about the city. But we never know what's going to happen with this channel. I really want you to help design it with me, little bunny. Oh, here's one of the art pieces that I that I analyzed. But the magic is gone. I already did it once. Isn't that the worst? Do you feel FOMO that you missed out on a walk with me? It was a really good walk, too. But each time I take you on a walk, I get a little bit better. So, what do you think about the Highlands so far, little bunny? Lots of cool buildings, aren't there? What do you think of this building? It's like this concrete with glass. It's a bit of a mix between the gritty history of the neighborhood, but also the huge glass windows. See, like this. Glass windows are the architectural style of the day. And you know what's funny, little bunny? Because time works in mysterious ways in the garden. You might be watching this. Oh my goodness, hold on. Hold on.
I'm going to Norway. Fuck Rhode Island. I'm going to Norway.
Okay. I'm not going to analyze the tornado. We'll just look at it real quick. Whoa. I think it's awesome. We'll have to do, maybe that's going to be what it is. It'll be an art appreciation. As someone who has no idea of anything about art, maybe I'll just make up meanings to things. Oh, man, that would be a cool idea. To pretend like I know exactly what I'm talking about. Just make up fake stories. I love contemporary art. It's just so fun, honestly. You never quite know what you're going to get. And it's sometimes fun to make fun of it a little bit, if I may. It's an appreciation and also a mocking of some really, really interesting stuff. Oh, my little bunny. I have another fun story coming up at the end of the Highline. Oh, man. I have so many ideas of where to take you. Oh, you want to know a secret, little bunny? There is a possibility, because I have a lot of interesting stuff that goes on in my non-Lindy, non-garden life. I guess all of my life is Lindy, but, you know, I'm a little bit undercover in the garden. Just for privacy reasons. Originally, life was going to be simpler. To not have to mix my non-garden life with my garden life. But I'm feeling a bit of FOMO, if you will, that I can't tell you about all these cool things that I'm doing. So I'm going to think about it for about a year. And if I still feel comfy with it a year from now, I'm going to start sharing with you some of my non-garden activities. And it's going to be so fun to bring you along with me. And that might end up being simpler because I won't have to protect my identity too much. So we'll see. No promises. But you might get even more of the real me. And that's what's so fun about all the garden stuff, is that it really is the real me. And it's the real you, too. Isn't it funny? Hello, Pooch. Isn't it funny that you can be the most yourself just listening to me? Whether you're listening to the podcast or your heart jumping when I pop up on your TikTok or your Instagram. Or if you're 18 plus and you listen to the locked audios on Patreon, which please don't join it if you're not 18 plus. Oh my goodness. Oh man. There's something, you wouldn't believe this. There is something really interesting I could tell you about these air ducts. Isn't that crazy? These are actually really, really important to the garden. Air ducts, air conditioning. And I can't tell you why until maybe a year from now or a year and a half or so. Which, if I'm feeling brave, I will get to tell you all about air ducts, little bunny. Isn't that so exciting? Now you're like, oh God, Daddy, please do not reveal your identity. It wouldn't be so much a reveal of identity, but like an F-it mentality that I want to take my bunny everywhere in my life. Oh, I'm on camera now. Oh, man. Whatever. This is part of me being brave. There's cameras everywhere in New York City, including me. All these people are freaking out that they're on my camera. I felt really bad when I took you to a bakery. It was in my practice episode. I took you to a really, really cool bakery. And I felt really bad because when I got to the cash register to pay and get my really fancy baked good, the woman at the cash register kind of jumped as she saw that I had a camera. So, oops. Look at this building, little bunny. Do you like this one or do you hate it? I think architecture is so interesting in New York. This is kind of like the Donkey Kong building, but it's like the Jetsons building. If you know what the Jetsons is. It's really fascinating because it's one of these retro cartoons that depicts the future. And I love looking at old predictions about what the future is going to be like. And this looks like the architect is predicting the future, don't you think? Something about the round windows that taper off. It looks like Star Trek, which is another predicting the future piece of fiction, which is so cool. I even have a predict the future fiction. It's not quite predict the future, but it's a slightly sci-fi series, which used to be on YouTube. I'll talk about that more elsewhere. You should definitely... Oh, hello. You should definitely follow me on Instagram, because that's where... that's like the central hub of where all the content I do is. I do a lot of different content. Hello, I said hello already. God. Okay, we're coming on to a different neighborhood. So this is the Highland Park. It connects, what is it, Chelsea to Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards is a very new development. It is very businessy. It's like the new financial district. And I'm not going to talk about finance. Oh, look, it says West Chelsea. I'm correct. I was worried for a second that I was making it up. I told you I'm a terrible, terrible guide to take you around New York City. So I better be an emotionally satisfying guide around New York City. I really don't know anything about the city, and that's actually something that you are helping me with, little bunny, is that I get to explore this city that I love. It's because of you that I'm out here walking the High Line for the second time, little bunny. I'm going to blame you. Bad little bunny. Okay. Keep that energy off YouTube, or I'm gonna get taken down. Okay. Man, look at these skyscrapers. I actually get really inspired seeing skyscrapers. I'm very ambitious, little bunny. And you know something? You make me ambitious. Luxury living in West Chelsea. Yeah, well, these look actually... This is interesting. It looks more modest in construction. Maybe those architects focused on making the inside really nice. Oh yeah, and the Donkey Kong building. You know those very unusual windows? Well, they made all kinds of popping sounds. I think as the glass had to settle. Oh, okay. Little bunny, we're coming towards the end of the walk. This is a special place for the garden. One of many special places. Can you see this also interesting looking building? This is called, do you know what it's called? One second. This is called the Shed. And what is so special about the Shed, little bunny? This is another arts place. New York is great for the arts if you haven't noticed. If you want to see more of that, let me know. Anywhere you want me to take you, I'm going to go, especially if they let me film. So, and maybe I'll be brave and film in places I'm not supposed to because of you, little bunny. You're a bad influence on me, bad little bunny. Okay, see, I'm breaking my own rules, which will be useful. Okay, so I went to... Sorry about this wind. I hope it's not ruining the recording. Oh dear. I think we might be able to find a good view if we keep going. Oh, there's two famous things here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's talk about the Shed. There was this really cool spider installation in the Shed. Oh my god, it's so windy. I can hear it screwing up the microphone. Let's get past, I think, this little corridor. All the wind is getting funneled through these tall buildings. Let's get past it a little bit. In the meantime, let's look at this advertisement. What is going to happen? Art and activism in the Amazon. More air conditioning sounds, little bunny. I have interesting things to say about that. Oh my goodness, let's check inside. The Shed. See that? Beautiful, bold, strong font. So it was inside here. You can see how tall it is. There was an installation where, way up high, like it's pretty much as high as you can go, they had this net. You had to take everything out of your pockets before you go up. Put it in a locker. And then you go up, and if you're brave, you walk out dangling in the air over several stories. And I am a bit afraid of heights, little bunny. But I was brave. And I did it. And you lie down. And, it's in this incredible... You're surrounded on all sides by just pure white. It's a very surreal space. Hence the art side of it. And... I'm sorry about this wind. Here's another famous place. This is like the honeycomb thing. Another famous tourist attraction, little bunny. You just got to go there for free. Isn't that fun? Let's go over to the water. We'll go. Maybe there's a view somewhere. Oh, now let's look inside here again. I think this is more interesting because the other view is of New Jersey, and New Jersey is the butt of many jokes about New York City because it's not as exciting. So imagine this is a totally white space in all directions. It feels very futuristic, alternate dimension type thing. And you go out on this web, which is meant to be a spider web, and you lie down, and they turn down the lights, and they play this kind of show with sound and vibration, and you enter just a really incredible mental space. And it was when I was in that show that I got my very first patron. And that is a very special day for the garden. That, in some ways, marks the very beginning. And there's kind of a poetic beauty in that. Not quite sure what it is. It's something about getting over my fears for the sake of art, for the sake of adventure. And I don't believe anything spooky and supernatural orchestrated the timing of it. But it is beautiful to notice. And I choose to make meaning out of that. So I'm going to be brave for you, little bunny. I'm going to be brave. for you to make this amazing. Okay, I think I'll call it there. Fingers crossed, little bunny. Will you cross your fingers for me? Because time works in strange ways in the garden. Oh, by the way, remember when I said there was a view? This is the view. It's called Edge. That's way up there. That is the building. So, cross your fingers for me, little bunny, that this recorded properly, that everything is good to go, and that this is the first of many, many wonderful walks to come. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm going to go check out the mall. Okay, bye, little bunny. See ya.